Okay, I'm going to show you how to tune this grand piano and other pianos too. I tuned an upright with it too, so I know you can do that. But you can do it for free. You don't got to pay anyone or have training or really know too much about what's going on. At least after this video, I hope to save you some money. So, first of all, it's a Chickering & Sons 1896 grand piano I got from one of my old supervisors. Paid for the storage that he didn't want to pay for anymore, and he didn't play, so I got the thing for free. It just costed the price of moving it, which is about $500. But I've been tuning it all by myself ever since and learning how to play. I have had 0 lessons. This thing obviously is not taken care of by any means, how a piano person would expect, but this is what it sounds like after me tuning it. And all of that was done using this app called Pano Tuner. And I did have a hammer until I lost it, and like the rubber mutes and all that. I lost all that, so instead of buying it all again, I just use these. And it's a 1/4-inch socket set, random sizes with random Allen wrenches that'll fit in the opposite end. And you basically get the 1/4-inch, you put it in upside down, like that. And then with this big old thing, this one just so happens to fit in that hole, so I could adjust it like this if I want to. That's just so you can see what's going on, because I already attached it to this one. And I stuffed some tape in there too, so it kind of just sat more snug. But this thing fits perfectly over these to where I can adjust them like so. It's just homemade makeshift hammer. It will scratch your piano. It has scratched mine. I don't really care too much. I'm going to redo all that. But yeah, be warned, it will mess your shit up. But you can use this and tune your piano. So if you have a piano just sitting around not tuned, and it's just not being enjoyed how it should be, this is a good way to do that without spending any money. As long as you got 1/4-inch socket set, the right size Allen wrenches to go in the opening, and then yeah, you put them on backwards. And even this one is on backwards, so that's the 1/4-inch side that's supposed to be attached to this end. But I think it's a 5/16, and it fits over that 1/4-inch right there. You can use this on these pegs too. This is my least preferred one. Like, I don't know, I like this one the most, but the peg sucks. This one is a little too much. I use this for fine tuning, like just to get it when it's really close already. I just get it right where I need to with this one. The most sturdy is this one. This one, sometimes this falls off, and sometimes this thing goes too deep onto the peg and gets stuck. So just be warned about that. But with this method, you can tune your piano for free. I will show you how. I was just trying to show a video, and I kind of messed up because I couldn't get the footage right. So I'll try this one more time. I was doing the E down here, and you could just hear it. It says it's tuned. Okay, I'll show you how to do this and fix that, get that twanginess and all that horrible sound out. First, we're gonna go to the first string, so I mute it by just touching it with my finger real quick, and only this string on this side will make a sound. But when you hit it, that one's tuned already to where I want it, and I try and get them all pretty much exactly in the same spot. You will tell too, because instead of it sounding like a weird bunch of strings like that, when it's tuned right, they all sound like one string, like that. And that's not even perfect. That's just way better than what it was. So we're gonna get that sounding good. This is how you do it. So mute that, mute these two on the far right. So we know that one is good. We're gonna undo it so that way we can redo it again and show you how this really works. Make sure you don't put this on the wrong peg and start adjusting the wrong one. Make sure you are on the right set. That is the trickiest thing, because it's visually challenging to stare at it like that long and keep track of it. It's not color coordinated by any means, so that's another reason why I chose to tune this one and this one next to each other, so you can see what's going on. I don't really have to move or adjust too much. And then I will scoot on to where there's a single string that we tune. But we will start here with the hardest, and I'm gonna untune it, like I said. So let me. So yeah, now listen. That's just horrible. So the first string now looks like this. It's not even green anymore. So I loosened it. I know I'd loosened it, so we're just gonna tighten it. And you don't gotta do it a lot. If you do it a lot, it'll break a string. That's how you break a string. So you basically want to try and move the peg as little as possible, and just know that there's tension and resistance. So it's kind of hard. Just you don't want to yank that thing real hard, or you're gonna risk breaking some of these. But so you see how I overdid it? Now it's easier to go back the other way for some reason than it is to pull it or get it tighter. But let me show you what I mean. Pretty close. So that's close enough. I'm gonna leave it there just so I could get the other strings, because just the one string alone won't fix it. We're still at that point. So check this out though. We're gonna go to the middle string. So I'm gonna hold the two side strings, and I'm just barely resting my fingers on it. If you press down, it doesn't hit the strings properly. So just rest your fingers there to mute them, and only the center string should play. So I'm gonna have to go up with this one as well. Grab this thing. Make sure you're on the right string again. Go to your center peg. And make sure you pay attention to which peg is tied to which string. If it's done right, it should all be the same, but that's hard to look at. So if you get confused and you go to the wrong one, you'll really mess yourself up. But just stay on track, don't panic. Just make sure you check which one's hitting, kind of draw your finger back, and make sure you attach it to the right peg. So middle peg on the right one. We'll just go a little bit higher. Right there. That's pretty close. So let's match it up with that first one I did. Let's mute the two right strings. Yep, it's in the same range. So now the last one should still be the same, which is the back one in the far right string. And it's a little higher than the other ones, so let's see what it sounds like though. A lot better, but let's definitely fix that back one and get it closer. So, all right, yeah. So let's double check. Okay. That's pretty close. might leave it actually. Okay. So it shakes a lot when it's not when it's close to one of those hashtag marks I've noticed. So when it's really close to any one of the markings, it wiggles like it's way out of tune. So just don't panic when you see that. Just slightly adjust a little tighter or a little lower. And if you really pay attention to the needle, it'll kind of indicate which side it needs to go on by staying on side of the hashtag more than the other. So that one's a little high, it kind of looks like now. That one could go lower. No, that one's good. I'm getting a reading of this one slightly lower, so I'm just going to attempt it, see what happens. And I'm barely touching this thing too. Like, if I had to guess how many pounds of pressure, maybe one. And yeah, that's basically it. That sounds way better than what the hell it did. We'll do it to these ones over here now. So let's do it to the one directly next to it. So it doesn't even sound the best, but let's see if any of them are off. That's good. A little higher than the other one. So I'm going to untune these and then retune them for you again too. So we will match it up. So we know this is going to be it because I mean it goes from 3 to 2. That's easy to see. It goes from 3 pegs to 2. I'm just going to do that first one. So I will mute the right hand one. And let's test the other one. Alright, so yeah, let's untune it. And you hear that? It just sounds way worse. And you don't really got to do much. So now you know it's untuned. I'm just going to retune it. I'm just going to readjust this so I can. There we go. Get a good grip. Oops. Mute the one. That's where I want it. It's like not moving at all. I think I got that dead on. So now we'll go to this one. It's a little high. I say we adjust it back down to the other one, if we can. Yeah. So there we go. Back to tuned. So that's the whole thing. I mean, I'll do this last one just so you can see it, the one string, but you really don't need to, as long as you understand the concept with the 3 strings thing. Because the 1 string is simple. You just match the 1 string up to the 1 note. These ones, you really got to pay attention to the sound pitch yourself too, because this jumps around so much that the only way to get the best results is to use your ear in the end. This gets you so close. I mean, this is probably the, I don't know, 6th time that I've done this to this thing. But what I'm getting at is the app itself wiggles around way too much for the strings to be that close, that sometimes you can hear them be slightly off and that it needs some adjustments. And you can use just your ear at that point. This gets you in the general area, very, very close to where I would say it's good enough to play, you know, for someone who doesn't really do it for a living or, you know, a hobby they take very serious. It's a showpiece in their living room. They want to hop on and mess around with it. At least it's tuned enough to where someone who can play can come and show you how to without it sounding horrible. So all of this has been free. I mean, of course, if you don't have the socket sets, you'll have to buy something like that. And at that point, I'd just recommend getting a actual piano tuning hammer, like on Amazon, because the one I got for 25 bucks, it came with the red ribbon thing and like the mute sticks with the rubber thing on it, and it came with the hammer and everything. And that's how I originally learned. And then when I lost that kit, I got desperate because it sounded like shit, and I was trying to play, so I came up with this solution. This is what I came up with. So hopefully that works for you guys and helps you guys out. But let me do this last string. We'll just do whatever this one is. And that thing just looks like it needs adjusting. Let's see. Oh, I see. My daughter's phone, so it's a little too high. That's what it is. And one thing to take note of, I don't know why or how, but this is my daughter's iPhone, and I used a Samsung phone to originally tune it. And the microphones are the same. I thought they were off, but when you're reading Pano Tuner on iPhone versus Android, the hashtag mark when you're tuning up is on the right hand side. To where on my phone, when I'm tuning up, I gotta tune it on this side. So I thought the pitches were off because the microphones might have been different, but it just for some reason goes this way. Pano Tuner goes this way on iPhone, and on Samsung it goes that way. So hopefully that helps you too. But yeah, other than that, this is how you tune a grand piano without expensive shit or paying fucking $400 or whatever it is. I've been doing this for free for a while, so don't let anyone say that you can't do this for cheap or free, and then learn how to do it your damn self. Because again, I don't know shit what I'm doing, but I can tune the motherfucker now. I can actually play it now. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Anyways, that's how you tune this piano.